this whether this my screen is visible or not. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And thank you. Okay. So today I'll be discussing something about the Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation, right? It's PSF. It is a non-profit organization, right? It is a non-profit. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. Devoted towards Python community. Non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year 2001. It was launched in the year 2001. Yes. The main objective is to foster the development of Python. To foster the development of Python. Version to version, right? And in the year 2005, right? Yes. Python Software Foundation, PSF, received Computer World Horizon Award. Computer World Horizon Award. The president for this is like Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum is the personality who developed Python, who introduced Python, is the same personality who is the president for Python PSF, right? Yes. Headquarters, where are the headquarters located, right? Headquarters, Delaware, right? US. Official website, yes. Official website, yes. Python.org. Python.org. PSF, not the pay, right? So here, it was launched in the year 2001. The objective is to foster the development of Python. Yes. In the year 2000, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. President Headquarters Delaware, USS. Official website python.org, right? Python versions. You need to know about the Python versions, right? Yes. Python 1.x version. It was released in the year Python 1.x. It was released in the year 1989. Yes. Python 2.x version, right? Python 2.x version. It was released in the year 2000. Python 3.x version, right? 3.x version. It was released in the year, right? 2008. Yes. Latest version of Python. Latest version of Python, right? Yes. Latest version of Python. 3.12, right? Latest version of Python is Python 3.12. Hmm. Stable version of, okay. Stable version of Python. Python 3.9. Stable version, nothing but mostly used version. Now, Python installation, right? Yes. Python installation. So for Linux, no need of any special installation, right? By default, Python comes as inbuilt within this. Okay. So Python installation. So for Linux, no need of any installation. By default, Python is going to come as inbuilt within this Linux OS. For Windows and for Mac OS, we need to download and we need to install it, right? So just to go to this Google, right? And just say python.org. Go to Google, right? Official website for Python. www.python.org. Python. Okay, 1 second. Python.org is the official website from where we can download Python, from where we can see the documentation for Python, right? Downloads you can see, all releases you can see, right? Downloads, all releases. Yes, scroll down to the bottom of the page. It says active Python releases. Active Python releases, right? Yes. Looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific release in that 3.12. You can see the versions from the last 20 years, right? You can see all the versions from the last 20 years. Python 3.12, right? You can click this Python 3.12. Click this version, right? Yes. 3.12. This total 3.12 gets opened, right? Scroll down to this bottom, right? Just 1 second. Yes. You can see this 3.12 page gets opened. Let's scroll down to the bottom of this page. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, right? You can see files here by default. So, so for Windows, it is going to provide two. For Windows, it is going to provide two softwares, right? Yes. For Windows, it is going to provide tools like Windows 32-bit and Windows 64-bit. How will you check whether your Windows is a 32-bit or 64-bit? How will you check whether your Windows is 32-bit or 64-bit? Means, yes, yes, just right click. Okay, go to this Explorer. Properties. Comprehensive properties. Okay, can you see here? System type 64-bit operating system. So right click on your PCR computer and check here system type 64-bit operating system. Okay, if it is 64-bit operating system, you need to download 64-bit Python software, right? If it is 32-bit Windows, if your Windows is 32-bit, you are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. So clearly it is saying Windows installer 32-bit, Windows installer 64-bit. Yes, just click this, right? Windows installer 64-bit. Yes, your download started. See the size of this, just 25.3 MB, right? 25.3 MB. Just click it. Now the exe file, whichever you have downloaded, just you can click it. Yes, don't immediately go for installation. You can see like customize installation, install now. Use Python to path. Add Python to path. Add Python to path, you can say, and go for customize installation. Go for customize installation, right? You can see by default all these are going to get installed. Documentation, pip, ideally Python test suite, right? All this. Next, you can say next. Okay, you can see all this, right? Yes. Just remove all this, right? So where it is getting installed, right? In C users, Dell, app data, local programs, Python 3.11. Where it is getting installed in users. Okay. So you need to enter into this. So tomorrow, if you want to see where your Python is located, you need to enter into all this, right? So just remove all this path, remove all this big path, right? Yes. Just say C slash Python 3.12, right? C slash Python 3.12. Okay, so in Python 3.12, a folder is going to get created with this name, Python 3.12, that is 3.12, right? Python 3.12, a folder is going to get created and within this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, within this Python 3.12 folder, that is 3.12 folder, Python is going to get installed. Just say install. Okay, setup was successful. Close it. Okay, how will you check whether Python is successfully installed or not? Means just go to this command prompt by typing cmd. Type cmd. Yes, within the search panel, go to the command prompt and just type Python. Just type Python and say enter, right? Python 3.12. Python 3.12 is the version. Can you see this three arrow symbol where you can type any valid Python statements? You can type any valid Python statements, right? Yes. You can say like 3 plus 4, 34 into 22. I'm saying x as 10, x plus 2, x into 2, x to the power of 2, yes, 10 square, cube, 10 cube, yes, x equal to, can take any string, right? We wrote y equal to curly, right? X is Virat, Y is Kohli, X plus Y. It means what? Virat Kohli. Okay, that's fine. It's working fine. So yes, Python is successfully installed. Say if you want to quit, right? If you want to come out of this, quit, yes. Yes, next. Python installation, right? If anyone working in Linux environment, if you want the latest version of Python to be installed, right, you can just everything you need to do from the root user. So sudo apt-get install right? Yes. Python 3.12, right? If 2.12, 3.12 is not updated, you can just say Python 3.11, the latest version. Yes. Python execution modes. Python execution modes. Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution, right? Yes. What are the two modes of execution is like interactive mode and batch mode. I was discussing in the last interactive mode. Python is provided interactive mode where you can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives the response. Interactive mode, right? Here we directly type Python statements. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter, and the user can easily interact. Here we directly type Python statements on the interrupt and the user can easily interact. Statement by statement. We directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. What is the advantage of interactive mode? Advantage, right? Yes. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. Yes. So if anyone doesn't know about any Python functionality, you can type in this interactive mode. It gives the response. And as the beginner and the learner, right, this interactive mode works better. And next is like batch. But for developing Python applications, this interactive mode can't be used. We need to go for batch mode. Batch mode, right? In batch mode, here we write a set of statements. We write a set of statements within the editors or IDEs. Within the editors or IDEs. And save it by using. Here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs and save it by using .py extension and save it by using .py extension and later submit it to Python and later submit it to Python. Here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs. Save it by using .py extension and later submit it to Python. Save it by using the and later submit to Python. What are the various editors, right? Various editors. Various editors, right? Like within the notepad, we can write. Within the edit plus, we can write. Within the notepad, within the edit plus and VI. So here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs. Save it by using .py extension. Later submit it to Python. So what are the various editors means? Uh, Within the Windows environment, Notepad and Edit Plus, where we can write the Python code and we create a .py file. VI and Nano editors, right? Within the Linux environment, right? Various editors, right? And IDs. What are the various IDs in real time? We use IDs, right? Which are the IDs where we can write the Python code? Yes, like PyCharm. Second, like PyDev, like Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, VS Code. You may ask why this many IDs for Python, right? Why this many IDs? Why not one or two IDs? Yes. So Python is used for different environments. Python is used for different environments. Different environments are using different IDs. So like data science environment, they prefer like Jupyter Notebook, Spider, even big data, they go for Spider, Jupyter, right? The typical web applications, they choose like PyCharm and VS Code. So different environments use different IDs. The mostly used one is PyCharm, mostly used. PyCharm is the mostly used one, right? Yes. So yes, developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application within a editor. Example like the Notepad. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements. X value is 10. I'm taking, as of now, we didn't discuss anything about Python, right? So take two values, X as 10, Y as 20. Print, try to say print X plus Y, print X minus Y, print X into Y, right? So addition, subtraction, perform multiplication and division, X into Y and X by Y. X plus Y, X minus Y, X into Y, X by Y. So yes, copy this to a separate notepad file, right? Copy this to a separate notepad file, right? Yes. Save it. File, save. Batch. Save it as sample py extension, right? Yes. Save as sample1 dot py and now submit this file. Save as sample1 dot py. Now submit this file to Python as, right. Just type Python, go to command prompt and just type Python. Type Python, right? Yes. And give the path C colon slash Python 10 p.m. batch. Okay. Slash Python 10 p.m. batch. Sample1 dot py. Sample1 dot py. So it gives 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 10 into and 10 by, right? Yes. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? Okay. Now here, okay, just we are giving the entire path, right, to submitting to Python. So what is the file name, where the folder, where exactly it is present, and the drive name. Yes. Here, what is your observation? Here, we are writing the code. We are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code at one place, means within the notepad, and executing at the other place, and executing at the other place. But to write and execute, but to write and execute at the same place. We're writing the code at one place and executing at the place. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, means we are writing within the notepad and executing other place, means we're within the command prompt. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, which comes along with which comes along with Python installation. Which comes along with Python installation, and using which we can write and executed the same place. Yes, using which we can write and execute at the same place. Yes, understood, right? So here, what is the problem here? We are writing within the notepad and executing within the command prompt. But to write and execute at the same place, we have ideally, right? How to open this ideally and how we can write and execute it. See, I'm copying the same code. Yes. In the search, if we type IDLE, right? So Python 3.12, right? Which ideally you want? 3.11 or 3.12, 3.10 or 3.9. All these versions are installed in my system. So 3.12, if you want, click it. So ideally 3.12, right? 3 Python 3.12 gets opened. So, okay. Otherwise, go to start programs, check all apps, scroll down, right? Yes. Python 3.12, you can see. Ideally, right? Python 3.12. 3.8, 3.9, 10, 11, 12, all are available, right? 3.12, right? Yes. It gets opened. So where you can type and execute in interactive mode here. But I doesn't want interactive mode. So here you won't see any run option. File, new file, you can say. Now you can see run option here. You can write the code here and you can run the code here, execute the code. Save it first before you execute. Okay. Sample2.pys. Run module, right? 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? So that is what you can write it and you can run it here itself. Writing and executing here itself, right? Yes. Yes. So that is what, how to write the code and execute the code within this ideally, right? Just I was briefing you about Python software foundation, right? Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installations, Python execution modes. Later, I'll show you after discussing some little bit of technical content. I'll show you how to work with IDEs. In real time, we go with IDEs like PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, VS Code, all this, right? Yes. How to download it, how to install it step by step, how to write and execute the code, all this I'll be discussing, right? Yes. Fine. Okay. Any other queries, right? As part of today's session, right? So tomorrow also you can attend the session same time using the same link, right? To see more on this. So my tomorrow I'll be entering into the technical stuff basics, like how whenever you store a variable, how it is getting stored in the memory, how to print its value, how to print its address, how to print it, content, how to print its data type. So what happens internally whenever we define some variables and data types. So I'll discuss multiple cases, case 1, 2, 3, right? By taking multiple examples, I'll demonstrate it. Any queries as part of today's session? So everyone try to install Python. Yes, download Python and install it, right? Yes. And even Python is a cross-platform language which can be installed in any system, right? Windows, Linux, Mac OS, right? Yes. Even if you have got a smartphone, you can install Python, you can write the code and execute the code within this smartphone. Go to Play Store and say just Python IDE. Many IDs you get, any one ID you can just install and work on it. Any queries as part of today's session, anyone? Right? Okay. So tomorrow you can run the session, right? So I'll sign off for today. Meet you tomorrow. Yes, same time using the same link. Thank you all. Yes, good night.